Your GM's fetishes.
We told you we'd be back with some Kimmer stuff. We're back with
First
the Kimmer
video
stuff.
of the week, boys. I'll start. The amount of detail she puts into female noble NPCs compared to their male counterparts leads me to believe she's a lesbian.
I doubt that.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think that is. Right, okay.
The comment underneath that, she could just be a narcissist like most women. It could be self-inserting.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think so. So I'll use the examples that I know of. So yeah, Guardbros, you're getting called out, but
this video is going to be Guardbros getting called out.
So when it comes to Guardbros, I would say definitely Amazonian types.
Strong,
Oni as well.
Yeah,
so
big
you get
stonk women.
Remember
big ass hips and teeny little waist.
Was it Drunk that had the big milker's wifey? Was it Drunk? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
No, it was Auspicious, that wasn't it? Yeah, because he had all the cows, and then he ended up having the cow wifey in the skeleton party.
Yes.
And then Taylor, you're getting called out here as well, CR. So I remember this was a while back. This would have been a few months back, and we were doing like a camera video, and everyone like in the comments of this thread that we were doing, it just doubled down to like it looks like a lot of people just want to get fucked by a minotaur. You know, it seemed to be such a big fetish and it seemed to be such a big thing. It's like, why is this a thing? What's going on? So Taylor thought it would be funny to have a minotaur themed dungeon. The week after, and he's like, oh yeah, I thought you'd like this, James. I'm like, is this what you think of me? Is this what you think of me? But yeah, I think we'll leave it for now. Let's get into this thread, will we?
My DM really has a thing for slaves and slavery. Not like us players ending up as slaves, but definitely for the villains always having slave servants and harem girls in shackles, and always having fresh captures on display for sale and such. I think he crutches on it as it's an easy way to make us hate his villains.
I mean, it is a good way of making the villain seem more evil by adding that level of...
Maybe he's not into slaves and slavery, maybe he's just into bondage.
Yeah, that could actually be.
And the whole dominance thing.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know, it's really hard to say, because again, like, a lot of this stuff is more speculations, like, my DM seems to really enjoy this thing, you know, and I can see people using that as a crutch, though, for just an excuse of, let's add an evil factor to them. Yeah, slavery, it's an easy one.
Yeah.
Most people can agree slavery's not good, so, you know.
First GM, very big into big-titted women with demure and innocent outlook. That were also chain raped at the age of 12.
Oh, for God's sake! Okay, the guy like big fat titties,
and could take on a horde single-handed. Fellow PCs.
Why does it have to like fucking just go so hard? It's like, okay, like the NPC's got big fat titties. Everyone agree. Yeah, okay, fat titties are cool. Yeah, give everyone a thumbs up. Why you gotta go that extra mile? Why are you doing this?
Fellow PC's female character got raped 3 times in a row. Over 3 in-game days in a single session. You're also not allowed to harm his pretty NPCs, even if they attack you. Non-verbally agreed to never let said GM run anything again.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, like,
understandably.
If I be straight up, it is one of those golden goals I think anyone can apply for.
Don't rape my character.
Please,
just don't put anything inside me.
You know, the thing is, I do feel like sometimes if you're in a group that feel like you want to explore maybe make it part of the story, like a leap happening.
Yeah.
To maybe build tension
and anger or whatever else.
You know what I mean? To try and build up that drama.
Don't do it for Coombs. Don't do it for Coombs.
Yeah, if you're doing like a serious thing, but I think 99% of the time it just falls flat and just...
99% of the time, it doesn't work all the time.
Yeah. 99% of the time, it never works at all.
Second GM. Kept inserting childlike NPCs in game for party to adopt.
No, the only thing PCs can adopt are goblins.
Yeah, that's
right.
it. Gets party into sticks situations reminiscent of remade 3 Men and a Baby. All an elaborate ruse to hide his very obvious muscle woman and Legend of Zelda fetish. Okay. Third GM. Very much into anime guys. Average breast women trope in anime. Where you're not busty enough for big tits, but also not flat enough to be considered flat. Is also average breast woman. Runs one shot, is pretty cool.
I mean, I'm going to give this guy a thumbs down for not having big fat titties. You know?
Fourth GM. Indy Yvonne Starkovsky. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go with that. We don't talk about it. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know if it's that bad.
Fifth GM. Plays either idiot savant, dumb but good-natured, or extremely cunning PCs. Very into punk and goth girls from games they've GM'd. Who isn't? Actually, who isn't?
I'm sorry to say, but big titty goth girlfriends just don't exist anymore. They're just not a real thing.
You literally have one right here.
Yeah, but you went out of your,
Have I, though?
Is it more of a...
Crawling in my skin!
Is it not more of a mindset, I suppose, than a fashion choice?
Doesn't bring it up, would be subtle. But there's definitely an over-representation of aesthetic, hair dyes and side cuts, even among the aliens. Especially among the aliens. Not a DM, but pretty sure one of our players has a vor fetish. She has, on multiple occasions, intimidated small NPCs by threatening to reduce and eat them.
I mean, is she playing like a
What's she playing?
savage?
No, you need to tell us what she's playing.
Yeah.
Like if she's playing a bard, yeah.
But if you're, it depends on what. Okay, if you're going to be like something
Anybody
like savage,
who plays bard anyway has a fetish. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is.
Yeah.
But you've got a fetish.
You definitely got something going on. It's a shame I like bards, but I've never got the chance to actually play as one. What?
I'm just imagining how you would play a bard.
I'd have a lot of fun. All right, I'd make the most of it. I would. You know what? Okay, if I was to be a bard, my musical instrument would either be a didgeridoo
or triangle,
or bagpipes. I think bagpipes would be fun.
Yeah.
Tin
whistle.
Get your tin whistles out, boys.
Right, you slimy gets. As you know, we got all the gobble slaves hard at work keeping the printers tickety-boo. Some of them are even getting a bit sex-deprived and start making naughty models of their own.
Ooh.
But at the minute, we only paying them in bottles of water. But if you buy models from us, we'll be able to pay them 1 gold piece a week. That's proper good wages for gobbles of gat. But if big titty goblins aren't what you want, we got it all. We got dwarves, elves, illifids, demons, kobolds, all that, and even some of them ugly humies. But you can only get it on that www thing, neckbeardia.co something. I'll get one of the goblins to do it. They're more tech savvy than me. Also, we got more than just models. We got a lot of them subclasses and pre-made adventures too. Proper good that. We play it down Thursday night down the local tavern. We get a pint of grog and we sit down and play it. Big Morgie last week played as that crackhead monk, and he was actually quite good at it, seeing as he's not right in the head ever since the barmaid whacked him for smacking his tits. But, yeah, go over and check it out. That's all me. That's me, Dodden. See you back. Bye!
The GM for one of my groups is always including her magical realm, but it's all stuff that's pretty suitable for fantasy campaign. Chained and tortured princesses, tomboy barbarians, chained and tortured tomboy barbarians. So it's never caused a problem. Would easily slip under the radar if I didn't know that's what she's into.
Oh.
The DM for our other campaign has yet to include any fetishes that I recognise, but he's not an autistic kimmer.
I mean, that's really all you gotta ask for, as long as your DM is not an autistic kimmer. You're pretty much safe.
Exactly.
I mean...
But, at this point, who isn't into tomboys?
Yeah,
everyone's into tomboys.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't really see the whole tomboy barbarian as anything like that. I consider it more of a trope at this point.
Yeah, because I consider barbarians
to be
tomboys.
Like that. To expect them any other way is just counter to what they represent. Yeah. What do you guys think?
But I'm the GM.
Ooh,
CBT fetish, which I'm guessing is cock and ball torture.
See anyone that says, "Oh yeah," I knew a fella like IRL. We actually played a few D&D games together and all, and I remember him actually turning around and saying to me, I remember we were talking and all this shit. We were talking about all this type of mad shit, and he's like, "I like it. See that cock and ball torture? I'd give that a go." Would you? Would you be interested?
Would you?
Oh, no. No, I refuse to believe anyone is actually into that. I think it's just an internet meme that...
that spiraled out of control at this point. So CBT fetish. Be careful to never let it slip into my game. No enemy ever goes for the groin, etc. Only did so once when an allied female NPC tortured a vampire, and nothing I did even raised an eyebrow. So I let her castrate the vamp, and that finally shocked my players.
Wait, do you jack off to the idea of getting No, that's not even fun. No, that's... No.
The other guys that were GMs at some point. GM 1, we're all pretty sure has a fetish for footy ladyboys passing transsexuals because we stumbled onto his porn folder once. What is it with fellas with passable...
I don't know.
Transsexuals? It is a big thing.
It is a big thing, sure. Like
but you always... The people who are into the passable ones are always the ones that are the biggest against transsexuals.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. Anybody I've met saying again, oh, I'd fuck a trap, but like, no thanks.
I've yet to meet a genuine 100% Nazi.
And they're always Nazis.
I have yet to meet a genuine actual Nazi that isn't into fucking traps and isn't like hyper into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Why is that a thing?
It's actually way more common than what I ever expected to, you know?
Why is that a thing?
I don't know, Megan. I actually have no idea.
Actually, you know, same guy who was into cock and ball torture was into fucking traps.
And he was a little Nazi. I'll be straight, like, he actually is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no denying.
Yeah. Like...
Look, let's just keep going. This is a question far beyond.
Well, he wasn't a Nazi. He LARPed half the time.
It was a mix of LARPing, but
he definitely LARPed because he wanted to be a cunt girl. Just saying.
Look. Well, we might tell a story about this fella a different time.
This fella.
Look, we're getting really sidetracked here.
He's going to show up at our door. We know him IRL. We don't talk to him anymore for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Look, we might talk about this guy a different time. But that's far beyond the scope of this video, so let's just keep going.
Okay. Regularly plays sneaky rogues. Somehow always ends up in a situation where he has to dress as a woman to talk his way into a castle or villa.
I mean, just take a Loveland Warlock, face of many faces, you know?
Never really brings up his fetish as GM. Seems more like he tries to guess other people's fetishes and deliver on that so that they like his GM style.
Wait, is this like a thing?
I don't know.
Like, you know, do
people play on people's fetishes?
Do people like? Oh, I wonder what he's into. Wonder what they're into. Yeah, let's put that. I've never.
I've
never actually like. Do you reckon like there's a level of mind game trickery involved? I've never actually. I hope I've never. Shit. Oh fuck! Actually, I did say the tail, but getting and he did put in getting raped by Minotaurs. So shit.
Only time I've ever witnessed the party commit rape when he GM'd. Our only female GM. From her PCs, I'm guessing she's really just has a fetish for slutting it up. Regularly plays characters that are outside of normal society, like elves, witches, etc. And immediately takes every halfway good-looking man to Bone Town.
Gonna bones
As the GM seems to do a 180. All NPCs we encounter are no-nonsense types that maybe have had sex once a decade ago for the sole purpose of procreation, and now they're done with that silly nonsense. Okay.
Sexual activities? No!
Finally, the guy who's been the GM for the longest, besides me. Sort of an enigma to me. If I had to guess, he's into muscle women because most female NPCs that come with a detailed description are warrior women.
I mean, who doesn't to a certain extent? It is aesthetic. Aesthetic.
I think he really wants to start a family. His last girlfriends all left him when it got too serious, and every PC he plays tries to find a wife and have kids.
Aww.
And he gets super pissed off when you drag them into the plot.
Oh my god.
Give the guy a state mandated girlfriend.
Yeah, state mandated girlfriend. Oh man, that's sad.
Oh, I didn't expect to get a feels and a Cooper for it.
Why is it like this? You can't mix my emotions like this.
I try not to look too much into it and just enjoy the game, but it's pretty obvious our GM's attachment to latex-like materials and damsels in distress goes beyond tropes. I can't recall a session when we wouldn't find a woman hooked up on some tubes in crazy science lair or brainwashed spies. It's also possible that one of the players shares that affinity and plays exactly the type of character that volunteers to bait the villains and always ends in perilous situations. Also, when I was 12, friend's older sister ran Dungeons and Dragons game for us, and there were traps that turned my character into a cat boy. And then the NPCs spent unhealthy amount of time trying to interact with my character like he was a cat. I always thought she just liked animals, but TG made me suspicious she might have some weird furry fetish, but I don't know if this is a thing.
No, honestly, see when you're 12. No, see when... No.
Older sister?
Older... No, I don't buy it. No, I don't think so. I want to believe Megan. Although I don't want to assume the worst in everyone all the time.
Okay.
Look, Hocus Pocus was cool. Who didn't like... What was your...
Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Remember the talking cat, the boy that turns into the
Oh,
cat?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Zachary Banks.
Yeah, that's what I would think of. Like,
Yeah.
you know... Well, we don't know how long ago this was.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a little issue.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if this was...
Could have been like 2 weeks ago. For
I mean,
fucking know.
If this was, like, whenever we were 12, then... Yeah, I think that would have been...
Yeah.
What I would have...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, fuck. Maybe I'm just
Trying to
trying...
rationalise
Maybe,
it.
yeah. Why do I do this?
First character in my last campaign got it on with a shopkeeper who was constantly going into heat. They got
Okay.
what?
What were they going into heat? Like, I'm going to assume they're cat.
I'm gonna something
cat.
like that. They're an animal of some
Yeah.
sort. They got married, had eggs together.
Okay, well, skilly then.
And
Yeah.
it turns out being close to laying eggs also puts Dragonborn in that setting into heat. Just so much going into heat. Also random claw marks on the counter from when the shop was briefly closed for lunch breaks. It was a small village with thin walls, and apparently she was loud. Being loud was a trend, as other players also ended up married to an NPC, this time the guard captain. They rolled for how good he was, and he got a natural 20, so of course shenanigans were afoot. It was established that sometimes my PC and her PC and the lesbian dragon blacksmiths had competitions for who was the loudest. My other PC, a male human ranger, was impregnated by a mind flare. Allegedly, it was a random dice roll for who would be targeted, and I happened to come up. But every time I tell the story on 4chan, everyone screams impreg fetish, so who knows?
I mean, like, to be fair, okay. I don't think mind flares do have that impregnation fetish because they are heavily based on, like, you know, Alien with the whole, like, chest bursters. And that's what I think of, and
Yeah.
especially, like, the tadpole going into the eye. That's just how they...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really see it. I can see the overlays of it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it was just copied from Alien. And, of course, you know, look, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, blacksmiths love a good decking and lunch
And
hour.
love being loud.
Yep, that's a thing. Whatever you're into, I just hope you didn't have to start sitting there and start like screaming and be like, "Oh yeah, like let's."
Oh, did you have to sit at the table like when was it when Harry met Sally? Like that movie
Yeah,
where
yeah.
She was in. They were in like the diner, and she started going ah.
I hope it was at a game store.
Oh, fuck
I hope
yeah.
this was IRL.
Or I
and in a
hope
game
it was
store.
like online, and your mother was standing at the behind the door
Oh,
going,
no.
"What have I done?"
What have I produced?
The face when banned my fetish in the setting because my own fetish makes me uncomfortable, and I wanted to keep myself in check.
Probably the best way to go about it.
Probably, and it also makes me wonder what your fetish is that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's the difference between most Cummers. A lot of Cummers, I think that's the real core of all these, is people being wrapped into situations that they clearly don't want to be wrapped into.
Yeah.
You know, like, of course, like, you know, I think Golden Rule, please don't read PCs.
Yeah.
It's just really doesn't work well.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Had the goddess who banned that type of magic shares my exact reasoning since she originated as a catalyst for that fetish when I was younger. I never mentioned it, but it's banned in case anyone tries it.
No, okay, so what is the fetish? What is the fetish? Oh, he answers back. He answers back. Let's get into this. Look.
Shrinking growth?
I've never heard of this. Shall we Google it?
No.
Guys, give us
No.
1 second. Oh, so it's pretty much Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's like fucking the borrowers.
Yeah, something like that. It's I suppose it's.
I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know. Like, I think we're going to just end it here, will we? Yeah, I think that's enough for one day. I feel like I tried to reason with enough. I tried to be like, well, maybe they're not. I feel like I give a lot more people leeway than what I normally am like. Normally
Yeah.
I'm like, Coomer, filth, degenerate, you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah. But what about you guys? Let us know down below. Has your DM ever given you a reason to think that they have a fetish?
What are you guys up to? I see what you're doing there. I see that. You don't you try and hide like that from me.
We all see you.
Yeah.
But as always, check out the links, check out the models, all the subclasses, the t-shirts, all that good shit. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye!